Welcome back to Good Morning Arkansas. Now it's time for something completely different. I have long been an admirer of prenatal yoga. I think anybody that knows me knows that, but I'm far from an expert. So luckily, we have brought an expert in. This is Breezy Osborne-Wingfield, our terrific friend. She's with Barefoot Studios, and she's here to talk with us a little bit about prenatal yoga, and she's here with a great student as well, Sarah Catherine. And Breezy, first of all, congratulations. I know you're about 8.5 months along.
I am.
And I guess the great thing about prenatal yoga is you really can take part in it early in your pregnancy, almost right up to the end, correct?
You can, as long as you have an okay from the doctor to be physically active. You can start whenever you're ready, whenever you feel good.
Well, Breezy, I know we only have a few minutes. Show us a few of the exercises for folks watching at home. And by the way, Breezy tells me that any of the exercises that are shown here today are also terrific for people that are not pregnant as well.
You can. It doesn't matter if you have a certain physical issue or injury going on. I'll show you modifications.
Well, terrific. I'll jump out of the way and take it away, Breezy.
Okay, we're going to start with triangle. So go ahead and take a wide stance. Usually the stance is wider if you put your hands out to the sides, but feet are about under your hands. That's a good stance.
Right.
She's going to turn one foot out. The back foot is slightly turned inward, which means your back heel turns outward a little bit. This is going to make sure her joints, her hips are in a line, her feet are in line with one another. Breathing is very important, so you don't want to hold your breath, but we're never taught to breathe.
Right.
So once we think about it, sometimes we catch ourselves holding it. So as long as you're breathing, you're not doing it wrong.
As long as you're breathing, you're not doing it wrong. How do you focus on breathing without thinking about it too much? Is there a key, or is it just you let it flow?
Let it happen, but also there's just this simple awareness that you have. So, for example, right here, she's going to take an inhale, but she's going to soften her shoulders. And as you exhale, start to extend out over your front leg, which is the front straight leg. You're going to release your hand where the spine is the longest, which means her hand could be on the thigh, it could be on the shin. You might even want to put some type of block on the inside of the foot to raise you higher.
Right.
But see, both sides of her waist are long, extending up through the fingertips. And this is a strong engagement in your feet and your legs. You want to make sure that you don't lock your knees.
Right.
That's really easy to hyperextend. So this big muscle in the front of your leg, your quadricep, your thigh muscle, you're going to feel that engage.
Right.
And that's going to protect your knee.
Right, and also just to let our audience know, Sarah Catherine is 15 weeks, so she's fairly early on, and obviously you're a little bit later in your pregnancy, so just about anybody can do this. You both look great, by the way, of course. But
Thank
you were
you.
saying, really, as long as you have the okay from your doctor to be active, you can take part.
Right. And you want to make sure that when you do practice that you listen to your body, because every day is different, whether you're pregnant or not, but especially when you're pregnant, things can change at a minute's notice and you have no warning whatsoever. So you have to take it breath by breath, literally, especially when you're in practice.
Now, obviously you've been passionate about yoga for everybody for a long time, but why do you think it's so especially helpful for women that are pregnant?
All parts of our bodies are obviously changing. The things we need to strengthen is what yoga helps. Our back, our hips, even the core, your abdominals, which is what we think we shouldn't work, but it's actually what's protecting all of this right here, so we need to work it. Also, the breathing helps increase oxygen flow because the baby is taking in as well now away from our supply. So the more we learn how to breathe, but calmly, we can help supply to both of us.
And you said really it creates more space, right?
It does. It's amazing what your breath can do when we lose space here in our torso. And if you can visualize where your breath is moving in your rib cage, it's going to help lengthen you.
Well, Breezy, thank you so much. And if you are interested, just drop by the Barefoot Studio or follow them on Twitter at Barefoot Studio LR. And you can also give them a call, 501-661-8005. Breezy, Sarah Catherine, thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations on your pregnancy. You both look beautiful.
Thanks for having us.
Terrific.